My name is Sean Kagwa, and I'm going to be presenting what I have been able to learn in this class. So a project in IT involves around many different aspects. A project in IT can be anything, ranging from simple software to a complex piece of software. The task of managing a project need one to be able to understand how to manage time, resources, the project quality, communication, risk, and procurement. It is also important for one to have in-depth understanding of the project, and this is something that helps the project manager to be able to manage the project in the most successful way possible. And the project management defines several roles, and these roles usually have different responsibilities. Important roles include the project sponsor, the senior management, the team, the stakeholder, functional manager, and project managers. These roles have different level of control within the project. They all do not have the same kind of control. The project owner and the senior managers are accorded the highest level of control compared to the other members of the team. There is something we call the Project Management Book of Knowledge. This is a hub that contains detailed information that is related to all the aspects of the project management. The Project Management Institute, commonly known as PMI, is a not-for-profit body. The task of PMI is the certification of the project manager in various fields within the project management realm. Certification from PMI are important because they are able to display whether the managers have the skills, the experience, and the knowledge needed to manage the project. PMI usually offer a wide range of certificates, and these certificates, they are not the same, they all differ, and they cover different disciplines in project management. A project manager is a person who oversees the delivery of the project. A lot is usually required for a successful delivery of a project. The project manager must be a person that is well-rounded with skills and experience. There is no single skill that we can pinpoint that a project manager must contain for him or her to be able to manage the project successfully. The best and the most successful project managers have a number of skills. A big portion of managing a project usually involves managing people and the necessary resources that have been allocated to the project. Therefore, the manager needs to be able to manage both the people, work with the people, and also manage the resources. A set of skills that a project manager requires, I chose the best skills that I thought in this case the manager should have, but of course there are more than these. The first one is ability to communicate his or her thought throughout the project. The person should have a proper budgeting skills of the resources. The person must have what we call good problem-solving skills. A project manager must be somebody that is able to provide the right direction and must have the leadership skills. Apart from that, the project manager has the power, has the authority, and some of these authorities formal. It can include rewarding the people, giving penalty, and also the power to guide and lead everybody in the team. Determining the project to undertake, when to begin, and its requirements are some of the initial phases of project development life cycle. The process of selecting a project is determined by several factors. For instance, in the real-world examples, the stakeholders usually determine the basic factors, and these basic factors are things like cost and expected returns. The cost and the expected return must be within the goal of the organization, because if the organization is going to be engaged in a project, that project has to have the cost determined and also the expected return also determined. The project initiation is where everything starts. At this point, the stakeholders are going to receive the green light to show that whether this project is viable or not, so that they can move to the next stage. The project requirements are all the necessities needed for project to serve its purpose. These requirements vary from one project to the other. Project requirement can be functional, user requirement, system requirement, or business requirement. Being able to determine the requirement is one of the most important phases. It must be done properly, because doing this in a good way always give the project a chance to succeed highly, because all the requirements are determined. Project scheduling is important. It's all about time, who should be doing what at a given time, and how long each task should be taken, and a combination of all that give you what is expected time for the project to be completed. In a project management, time is very crucial. If you lose time, you're gonna extend the project, and that can run over the cost, and that's not a good thing for the company. There are several mechanisms that can be used to plan for time. We have Gantt chart, PERT diagram, and critical path. Critical path is mostly used to define all the critical path, the most important path for the project. And this path must be completed before the project can be closed. A Gantt chart is one of the most successful and resourceful scheduling chart, in that a lot go into detail. Gantt chart always show you what to be executed, time frame, and associated resources that are needed to execute those time frames. It's also provide a way of tracking the task over a given period of time. Gantt chart can be used to create comprehensive report on expected resources usage, assignment of tasks to team members, and project time frame. A Gantt software is very important and is used in the project management and is a product of Microsoft. Project integration management sit at the middle of all the processes and tasks in the project management. It allows for a smooth flow of control and resources from one project aspect to the other. And this is important because every project contains different phases, contain different aspects, and it's important to make sure that there is what we call a smooth flow of the control and resources from one stage to the other. And this is very important for the entire success of the project. The main role of integration team is coordination. In project integration, the project manager needs to have a proper understanding of the project, because if you are going to be coordinating the aspects, you need to understand how important these aspects are to the project. This is important in helping the project manager to run the project. Without a good understanding of the project manager cannot run a successful project. Project management is complex, and it's not everything that is defined is going to happen the way it has been defined. So the project manager are people that must always be in constant looking of any issue that can come out anytime, and they must always be ready to provide solution to those projects or those issues. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.